Welcome to Bada Goodbyes. Each week on our show, we spotlight species from the IUCN Critically Endangered Red List. These are plants and animals with decreasing populations, nearing the edges of extinction. And so we'll share species research, information, and conservation proposals. And then we'll spend part of the show opening a space for contemplation and awe. We'll perform a soundscape of gentleness, of reflection, of delight, and perhaps of grieving. Without conservation activity and significant societal shift, many of these species may not survive the 21st century. And so perhaps we might acknowledge their journey with a moment of our attention, a recognition of our kinship, and with a commitment to personal and systemic change. Thank you for listening. On today's show, we consider the Madagascar banana. The Madagascar banana is a critically endangered flowering plant native to the island nation of Madagascar, roughly 250 miles off the southeastern coast of the African mainland. Its scientific name is Ensete perrieri, and it was first described in 1909. The Madagascar banana is a very large, flowering, herbaceous plant that can reach heights up to 20 feet. Like other banana species, the Madagascar banana is technically not a tree, as they do not produce a woody trunk or branches. They are, in fact, a really big herb. So what looks like their trunk is actually a pseudostem, a thick central pillar formed not by wood, but by layers of leaf sheaths packed tightly together. So their leaves have two main parts: the leaf blade, large, broad, waxy green fronds with a bright yellow central vein, that's the midrib, and also the leaf sheaths, the long 1-inch thick base of the leaf that wraps around the stem. So new leaves grow from the top, wrapping their leaf sheaths tightly around the ones already there, building up layers around the stem. The Madagascar banana is drought deciduous, meaning that they shed their leaf blades during the dry season. This is to prevent water loss. So the green blades die back and fall away, but the thick, moisture-rich sheaths persist. So at the base we'll see dried brown sheaths from previous growth cycles. Then just above those are newer, short green sheaths, but without leaf blades. And then at the top, the newest green sheaths of the current growing year emerge with actively photosynthetic leaf blades. This seasonal buildup of leaf sheaths can produce a pseudostem as large as 8 feet in diameter at the base, that then tapers to about 2 feet in diameter at the crown. It's a strong structure that allows for these heights of nearly 20 feet without the plant having any quote-unquote true wood. Madagascar banana is passively pyrophytic, meaning it is fire tolerant, able to resist the effects of fire. That pseudostem, which has high water content and is very thick, insulates and protects the plant's main stem at its center. So fire may scorch or burn the outer layers of the pseudostem, but the main stem, responsible for new growth, is preserved, allowing the plant to continue to flourish after wildfires. The Madagascar banana is monocarpic, meaning that it flowers and seeds only once and then dies. In this kind of reproductive strategy, a plant grows and stores resources throughout its life for a singular and final blossoming. In the case of the Madagascar banana, it takes between 5 and 15 years to reach maturity, and then the plant shifts from producing new leaves to producing a massive flower cluster that can weigh up to 8 pounds. This inflorescence is a spiral of roughly 60 bracts. These are protective leaf-like structures that are green at their base, then gradient through yellow, pink, lavender to a deep violet at their tips. Tucked inside the bracts are roughly 20 flowers with pinkish-white petals, and the flowers produce yellow, round pollen with a warty texture, a bumpy surface, likely adapted to stick to fur. Available literature speculates that the Madagascar banana is possibly pollinated by fruit bats or by lemurs, though I should note that I could not find direct observational confirmation of this. So then once pollinated, the Madagascar banana bears fruit. It makes bananas, producing a massive fruit cluster and infructescence that can weigh up to 75 pounds, containing 200 fruit. Individual fruit is cylindrical, 4 to 5 inches in length, with a yellow outer skin, looking like a kind of squat version of our common domesticated bananas. But the fruit's flesh is high in tannins and incredibly bitter, totally inedible for humans, and as such, the species has never been cultivated. The fruit's seeds are black and relatively large, like a quarter to a half inch in diameter, and encased in a hardened outer layer called a testa. And the seeds are distributed by endozoochory, so transported via the digestion of animals. And again, though observationally unconfirmed, we think lemurs consume the fruit. And then the seeds move through the lemur's acidic digestion system, which wears down the testa, the seed coat, and then are deposited via the lemur's excrement, prepped for germination. In the dream, I am hosting a dinner party for my neighbors. Cooking all day, an elaborate, extravagant meal. This is, of course, a terrible idea. My apartment is tiny, my stove is tiny, my dinner table is tiny, but I'm putting my all into it. Chopping, stirring, baking, spicing, frantic to create a fabulous feast. And the table is set. The food is plated. I am ready. And yet, when it is time, no one arrives. In the dream. The Madagascar banana is native to 3 locations on the island of Madagascar in the Indian Ocean off the African coast. Though once more widespread, today they are found mainly in the west in the Ansilova district within the Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park. Tsingy are geological formations. Steep, sharp limestone pinnacles, stone needles, formed over roughly 200 million years ago, beginning with the accumulation of calcite minerals at the bottom of a Jurassic-era lagoon. Tectonic activity over the succeeding 150 million years lifted the region, while acidic rainwater eroded that softer calcite, leaving the limestone beneath, carving a severe and treacherous landscape of deep canyons, caves, fissures, and these towering spires that can reach heights over 300 feet. And we find the Madagascar banana within these canyons, between these peaks, in a kind of microclimate where humidity is higher, soils are denser and more nutrient-rich, and plant life is better protected from fire than in the surrounding savannas. This is dry, deciduous forest with distinct wet and dry seasons. The rainy season is November to March and sees up to 60 inches of precipitation. The dry season is from April to October, during which many plants, like our banana, shed their leaves to prevent transpiration and conserve water and resources. Annual temperatures at the Tsingy average in the 80s Fahrenheit and can peak above the high 90s. The Madagascar banana shares this rocky home with leaf-tailed gecko, west coast ebony, Madagascar crested ibis, Tsingy woodrail, ghost orchid, red-fronted brown lemur, pale fork-marked lemur, screw pine, fossa, heron, flame tree, phony baobab, Madagascar rosewood, Madagascan fruit bat, Madagascar palm, Tsingy aloe, western bamboo lemur, Bemaraha bamboo, ring-tailed mongoose, Madagascar fish eagle, Madagascar lace plant, rufous trident bat, armored leaf gecko, Sifaka lemur, and many, many more. Historically, the Madagascar banana population has been reduced by human habitat destruction. Specifically, the conversion of dry forests for agriculture, growing maize and cassava, and cleared for pasture lands for cattle. Slash and burn farming is particularly problematic. While under normal conditions, the mature Madagascar banana is fire tolerant. But frequent high-intensity human-induced fire destroys seedlings and young plants that have not yet developed their thick, protective pseudostem. The extinction of animal species is an historic and ongoing threat to the Madagascar banana's survival. The island was once populated with multiple species of very large lemur, sloth lemur, koala lemur, giant ruffed lemur, who were likely seed dispersers of the Madagascar banana. But following the arrival of humans on Madagascar and due to human hunting and habitat destruction, the large lemurs are now extinct. Losing these seed-dispersing lemurs reduces the reproductive success of the Madagascar banana. As mentioned, it's monocarpic. They only flower and fruit once, a whole life cycle resulting in a singular abundance of fruit and seed that today fruits into a habitat with less life to receive and distribute it. Lastly, human-induced climate change due to persistent over-reliance on fossil fuels threatens the Madagascar banana. As global temperatures rapidly rise, the island's dry season is getting longer and more intense. So these are months in which the plant is not photosynthesizing, not producing new energy. And so as that time lengthens, that increases the possibility that stored energy reserves might run out, resulting in death. Fortunately, most of the known remaining population of Madagascar banana are found within protected areas in the Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park and the Ankarana Special Reserve, providing protection against logging and clearing. Additionally, conservationists in these reserves are focusing on fire management, creating fire breaks, for example, and working with local communities to reduce the frequency of human-induced fire. The Kew Royal Botanic Gardens has collected seeds from the few remaining wild individuals that are now conserved in the Millennium Seed Bank. And there are living individuals in botanical gardens in Kenya and Italy. Nevertheless, the Madagascar banana has been considered critically endangered on the IUCN Red List since 2018, and their population is currently in decline. Our most recent counts estimate that less than 5 Madagascar banana remain in the wild. Information for today's show about the Madagascar banana was compiled from the IUCN Red List, from Kew Royal Botanic Gardens, from the Annals of Botany, Volume 123, Number 4, from Perspectives in Plant Ecology, Evolution and Systematics, Volume 6, Numbers 1 and 2, from Flore de Madagascar, from the IUCN World Heritage Outlook, from Annales de Musée Coloniale de Marseille, Series 2, Volume 7, from the UN Environment World Conservation Monitoring Center, from Madagascar National Parks, and from Wikipedia. So now in a moment I would like to perform some music in hopes of making space to be in contemplation of the other beings with whom we share our earth, like the Madagascar banana. I do not intend to force meaning upon or extract meaning from the Madagascar banana. Instead, I want this music to simply express my awe for all life. So pause in the space of sound and reflection, and I warmly invite you to join me. I honor the life force of the Madagascar banana. I will commit its name to my record. I am so grateful to have shared time on our planet with this remarkable being. I lament the ways in which I and my species have harmed and diminished this species. I grieve. And so, in the name of the Madagascar banana, I pledge to reduce my consumption, my carbon footprint, and my wastefulness. I pledge to acknowledge and attempt to address the costs of my actions and inactions. And I pledge to resist the harm of plant and animal kin and their habitat by individuals, corporations, and governments. I forever pledge my song to the witness and memory of all life, to a broad celebration of biodiversity, and to the total liberation of all beings. This has been Mada Goodbyes. Thank you for listening. Until next time, let's take care of each other and all of our kin.